All right, everybody. So on the internet, and probably because I just follow a lot of golf stuff, but I've been seeing this golf ball popping up everywhere. Since I'm a huge fan of cheaper and better technology, I thought, let's give it a try. So I'm going to take you through how I would do a ball test using my Mevo Plus, but this would work for any launch monitor, what you should be looking for. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. We're going over some data from just doing a little bit of ball testing over the last couple of days, trying to figure out if there's a better option, kind of part of the off season, going over, seeing what's going on with the game and if we can make any improvements on the equipment side, physical side, and the swing side. So we're gonna keep going with that, talk a little bit about the golf ball today. Before I do that, I wanted to bring something up. On Instagram, we have an account, The Real SHG. My original account, Scott Hogan Golf, was hacked. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be much that Instagram does or Facebook does. They just kind of let it happen and let it go. So new account, if you want to follow us, I will link that here below, The Real SHG. We'd appreciate you having over there. We're going to have a giveaway coming up, especially good one for you Garmin R10 users. So make sure you head over there, follow us, and check out what we have going on. All right, so let's get into talking about golf balls. So we're gonna do a little test here on this Piper golf ball, which I love because, again, this is kind of like sub 70, where it's a direct-to-consumer brand with a golf ball. And that's something that's becoming more and more popular with the internet and how things go. And I love that because what that does is it lets us get really good technology and really good products, but they're cheaper. And that's a win-win for us in the golf market. As somebody that has tried to kind of experience what it's like to be, your everyday golfer the last, couple of years, it's expensive sport. It really is. And so seeing things get cheaper is always a good thing. So we're going to test this ball out. There's a couple options. I was looking mainly at the gold option, and then there's a black option as well that I was looking at. Those are the two I was really eyeing, but they have a sampler pack, and I figured, you know what, let's just test them all out and see what we're getting. Disclaimer, as always, I bought these myself. They didn't send them to me. They had no idea that I was doing this, and no input into what goes into this video. So these are just all the results and findings that I have found going forward. So we're gonna do a ball test. Now this is very, very unscientific, but this is just me testing out different golf balls and hitting different shots. So what I typically like to do when I'm doing a ball test, I like to get 5 shots on the record where I feel like I hit the ball good. Now that doesn't mean, hey, all the numbers have to check out. That would defeat the purpose. I just wanna hit it and be like, yeah, that was a good shot. I feel like I hit that ball really solid and really good. If I don't, if I hit one off the toe or if I chunk it or blade it, I do throw that shot out because I don't want that to skew the numbers. I want just what happens when I hit the ball good. Obviously, if I don't hit it good, good things aren't going to happen. All right, so first thing I do is we're going to go through. I typically play the Pro V1X. So my way that I test this, I'm going to pull up my numbers from FlightScope, and what I like on the FS Golf app is you can sort everything out by ball. So I did a set of 5 shots with the Pro V1X, and I started with this, and here's the numbers I was getting as I was going through. You can see when you look at the spin, a couple of things that I'm looking for when I'm looking at a golf ball is I want to see the spin on the ball. For me, I actually feel like I would like to get my spin up a little bit. I'm not getting the ball to stop as much as I would like to. And I like to keep that ball down though. I want to spin it more, but not have it ballooning way up in the air. So can I launch that ball low and keep that part of it, where I want it to be? So you can see here with the Pro V1X, I launch it around 18. That's pretty good. So I like that. And my spin, it read every one of these shots. You can see on the spin, if it's a solid number, it's not italicized, then it read it. If it's italicized, it's estimated. So we want to just look at the red spin shots, okay? And then we're going to look at making sure my smash factor, my speed are all where they should be, because I want to be able to say, all right, hey, these are comparable numbers based on what we're doing. If I swing slower, I should be hitting it shorter, right? As long as I hit them the same. So from there, I want to make sure the distance doesn't vary too much. I would like the ball to go farther, but the most important thing for me is I want that golf ball to be very consistent. If I feel like I'm hitting it the same way, I want the ball to go the correct yardage. That is the number one thing that I am looking at. So you can see my numbers here on the Pro V1X in the first set that I did. So about 6,000 RPMs a spin, hitting it around 150 carry, had a couple outliers there. Let's see, and I hit one on the bottom extremely well, it looks like. The other thing we can look at is the curves of the shots. If it's curving right, it should be a little shorter than if I were to hit a draw, let's say. So that's what we get. Then we're going to test out the Piper golf balls. So first off, we're going to try is this Piper green. So what I want to do is go through a little bit about the golf ball, and hopefully this will educate you a little bit about what you're looking for in a golf ball. So this Piper ball, and this is just right off their website, you can see one of the things I like is they put a handicap range on there. So I tend to kind of agree with what they have labeled here. This ball is going to be like a two-piece distance ball. They do offer some comparisons of what it is they're trying to compare the ball to. So you can see these are their comparisons and what they cost. You can see this is only $20, $19.99 for a dozen. So it is cheaper. It's just your basic two-piece ball, and you can see in the stats, it's just meant to go farther. And what happens in these distance balls is what they do is they basically start taking off spin. They don't want the ball curving too far left and right. That's why it's better for higher handicap players who tend to put a lot of side spin on the ball. They're trying to eliminate that for you. Now the trade-offs are going to be you're going to have a lot less feel. You're also going to be losing a little bit in the short game. These golf balls I tend to think are a lot more durable as well. So they have a cover on it that's more durable, something that would be good in a simulator environment, I think. So that's something to keep in mind there. But if you're looking for a good quality ball that is, hey, I'm just kind of trying to get going and keep the ball in play, this I think is the option you would be looking at. Now, how did it perform? Let's go back into FS Golf. Let's pull up the green. Okay, let's make sure we got it on there. Yep. All right, so what do we have? We have, as we're looking at these shots, we're looking at the distance. You can see it did go up over my first set of Pro V1X, okay? You can also see the spin. The spins that it read actually were up from that Pro V1X. So that's interesting. Again, a little bit faster swing speed. I'm getting a little bit more warmed up. So the faster you swing, you tend to spin it a little bit more. Smashes were all about the same. And that ball was definitely going a little bit farther, which it should. It's supposed to do that. We just want to check out the curves. Okay, so that was a big curve to the right on this number 3. So that's something we would say, all right, there's a reason that went shorter. I did seem to hit it a little bit straighter, which again, we should expect. It shouldn't be curving as much because that's what it's designed for. As we go, we're just going to be checking that out. But if you're a higher handicap, I think a lot of times I see people buying really, really good golf balls. The thing is, if you're not hitting it really well or hitting it correctly, it's not really going to matter what ball you're using. You're not going to get the benefits of that ball. So you're better off getting something that might help your game out a little bit and then working on your game and trying to work your way up into something that may be a little bit better for you as you're getting better with your game. So just something to check out there with it, but actually a lot better than what I thought as we were going through. Okay, so that was really cool. And one thing I like about the ball too, I just wanted to point this out. I don't know, this is just me. I am also a huge fan of green. I wish the green was the really good one. But I love the line on it. I don't know why, but it's a really cool little alignment line for putting when you line it up and stuff. So anyway, just something to think about there. So that is the green and what we got. So now we move on into the blue. Okay, so the blue, let's pull up a little bit of data about the blue. Okay, so this actually is their most popular ball is what they say. It's actually sold out currently. So this ball is gonna be actually a 3-piece. The green is a 2-piece ball. 3, now you're getting a little bit more into, all right, hey, we're gonna add a little bit more feel as you're adding more pieces, a little bit more spin. It still has the same cover that we had on the green, which is a little bit harder cover. It's more durable. So this ball might be a really good option for a sim because it's more durable on the cover. It's not going to be great on short game out when you're playing outside. That's what I would expect from it as I was going through. But somebody that has a little bit higher swing speed, trying to get your game dialed in, this is what this ball is supposed to be. A little bit better player looking for a little bit more out of that ball. So when we look at the data for the blue ball, so the one thing that actually surprised me, we had 2 shots that read, both over 6,000 for the spin, 6,700 for this ball on one of the shots. That's actually, you know, quite a bit more spin than I was expecting. So what I'm kind of gathering is that this ball might be spinning more. Where you're actually getting the trade-off is in the cover. So that would affect short game, things like that. You can see the distance was up there, a little shorter perhaps than the green, but actually pretty good. Club speeds were not super fast. This one was a little bit higher at 90, but its spin was estimated at 5,000. So that would make that ball go a little bit farther than what we were seeing. So that would be something to check out. But a really, really good looking ball. And again, maybe one, I could see why it's one of the most popular, because its price is only $25 a dozen, and it's durable and something you could use for a long time, and, you know, could be a really good sim option as you're going through. All right, so the next one we're gonna talk about is the black golf ball. The black I don't actually have here. Now, it's not actually black, it's just labeled, the color is black. So the line and the numbering is black, but it is just a white ball. They call it the black. This ball I don't have because I actually put it in my final 2, took it out to the course afterwards. So it's already been played with and got muddy and all that out there. So the black is more, now we're getting into the tour quality golf ball. So the biggest difference you're gonna see as you go to this ball is in the cover. You can see down here at the bottom, you have your soft urethane cover. Now, that is what you see on premium golf balls. That's a huge deal for short game and feel and stuff like that. It's much softer. It does make the ball less durable, I will say that. But for me, that's kind of a prereq. I have to play a ball with that cover because I'm just so used to it. You can see the ball that they are comparing this to is, you know, it's like a Pro V1. You're talking about a premium golf ball here that they are trying to compare to. This one is only $30 for the dozen. And having this ball and hitting it in the sim, it really did feel good. Now, this golf ball is lower spinning. Okay, so when I look at the numbers as we go, it felt great. It was a great ball to play, but it didn't have as much spin. As you can see, I have 2 shots averaging right around 6,000 where the spin was actually captured. You can see the distances I was getting it up there. I am getting a little bit more warmed up at this point, seeing it up in the high 80s consistently. I'm gonna just check out these flights a little bit straighter on the flight, and still some fades though. But you know, that's something we're checking out as we go as well. But you can see the ball is actually starting to launch lower now, 17 degrees of launch. And a lot of that comes from the cover and getting some friction on the golf ball as you're hitting it. Again, my clubs are designed to try to do that too, but now we're seeing the distance get up. We are seeing the spin actually kind of level out in that low 6,000. We'll see. It's definitely a contender. I'm not sure that's enough spin for me, but it's definitely one that I'm going to consider trying as we go out to the golf course. And now let's move into the gold. So this is their top of the line ball. This is a 4-piece golf ball now. So this is basically a pro golf ball that they have. It has the same cover, so that's something I would need. As we're comparing it again, kind of the same. It's basically, you've got the black and the gold. Those are the pro golf balls that people are trying to compare to. I think this golf ball felt great. But again, it's going to come down to kind of the numbers. My 3 things, I'm trying to get the ball to fly a consistent distance. I want to make sure I'm not hitting it too high. I'm driving it low, but I do want to see that spin go up. So those are the 3 things I'm looking for in the test. So as I go through it, here is the gold numbers. You can see the distance. When I didn't get the spin captured, it goes up, but we got 3 shots where, and that is 7,000, 8,198, 8,101. That is a lot of spin, which I like. Now, the one thing that I worry a little bit about is it gonna cut distance off for me? But when you look at those 3 shots, look at how the distances are. They are within a yard of each other. That's awesome. That's what I want. I can work on seeing if I can get a little bit more out of the ball. I am hitting a fade, which that's going to cut some yards off. I'd rather try to get it by working on some of those mechanics. I'm getting what I want, and I'm also not launching it higher. This is the lowest launching of the bunch at 17 degrees. That's awesome. I'm loving that. So we're getting what I think we're getting to the point where this gold one's the leader in the clubhouse. The black is second for me, but these are the two I'm going to take to the course because that's finally where I'm going to have to make my decision as we go. So that's what we're going to do. And so took them out to the golf course, was able to play. What I did is play 9 holes with each. Now, I would probably play more with each, but we're crunched on time here in Chicago because of the weather. And what I found is playing it on the front 9, I love the gold ball. It felt great for me on short game, and I loved how it flew. I loved how, just it was a very good ball. I hit a shot out of the rough. I had a 7-iron downwind. Hit it, it landed right next to the hole. I almost flew it in the hole, and then it stopped within about 10 feet from going past the flag. Again, out of the rough downwind, that's not normally going to happen, for me at least. It's going to release out even more. And then I hit a shot, a wedge out of a fairway, a gap wedge, downwind, ball hit the green, skipped forward a little bit, but then spun right back to where its pitch mark was. That is the type of control I'm looking for with the ball. Felt really good. It went as far as I was expecting it to go. And, there's hard to ask for too much more. The black I played on the back 9. Again, really liked the black ball too. I think it was very good. It did what I was expecting it to do. The biggest thing I noticed was on chips. I just felt like it had a little bit less feel for me on what I was looking for. It just kind of came out with a little bit less spin and all of that. But it was very, very close. So I think it's kind of picking hairs between the two. It's kind of like going from a Pro V1 to a Pro V1X. It just depends on what you're looking for exactly based on the ball. So very, very good ball, and I was very, very impressed. Now, to end the test, I just wanted to kind of verify some things. I did do the Pro V1X one last time because I just wanted to make sure it was my first set. So what I did was I went back and looked at it, and I did hit some shots. You could definitely tell I'm a little bit more warmed up. My swing speed's getting above 90 pretty consistently. But you can see the spin again. I'm hitting the ball higher. That ball on the 2 where I read the spin, you can see I'm right around 63, 50-ish for the spin. But that ball is starting to rise at 18, 19 degrees. And that is just the thing that drives me nuts. When that ball starts to shoot up on me a little bit, it really starts to affect, in the wind and stuff like that. So, I think we still need more tests. I'm not going to change a ball. I've played for a bunch for like tournaments just yet, but it is a great ball. I'm pleasantly surprised, and that gold ball, I think it might make its way into the bag even in tournament rounds. I was so impressed with it. It even did okay when I hit a cart path on a shot. It wasn't marked up too bad. So that's how I would do a ball test. That's also a little review of this Piper golf ball. People are always asking me for golf balls, and you need a Christmas idea this upcoming year. I think they are worth checking out. They are, I think they're here to stay with them. So really cool stuff. Again, not paid at all or anything. I bought them with my own money, and I'm going to be looking to get those golds, I think, and using those. So anyway, if you have any questions about it, if you have any questions about testing out the golf balls using the launch monitor and all that, please comment down below. And if you're not a subscriber, please make sure you click that subscribe button. We will see you in future videos. Peace.